Oh man, it's a scorcher out there. I just came back from walking Max and I am melting. I mean, it's so hot you could fry an egg on the sidewalk. How's the weather where you are? Oh, it's hot there too? Why don't we beat the heat together with this podcast English lesson?
Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
All right, thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. It's Michael here from Happy English, and I help people speak English better. And this is Happy English Podcast, episode 846, Summer Slang, Cool Words for Hot Weather. Thanks so much for joining me for another episode of the Happy English Podcast. So it's July, and if you're in a place like Japan or France or even New York in the summer, you know what I mean when I say it's hot. Like, step outside and regret it hot. And sure, we can say, it's hot today, but come on. English has some fun ways to talk about this kind of weather, and that's what we're going to check out today. Cool words for hot weather. And let's kick things off with this one. It's a scorcher. Now, scorch literally means to burn the surface of something. Like, if you are ironing a shirt and you get distracted and leave the iron on the shirt, you may end up with a burn mark on that shirt. In other words, you scorched the shirt. So, with this image, when we say it's a scorcher, we're saying the heat is intense. Like, don't touch the car door handle kind of intense. Like, last weekend, I was walking with Tina and I said, "Whoa, it's a scorcher today." And she just nodded and said,
"You can say that again. I'm kind of rethinking this whole outdoor thing."
You'll also hear this used in conversation like, "I checked the forecast, tomorrow's gonna be a scorcher." Or even something like, "It's only 10 a.m. and it's already a scorcher." You get the idea. We're baking out here. And when it gets that hot, you might hear people say, "I'm melting." Now, of course, people don't actually melt, unless you're the Wicked Witch of the West, but it's a fun, dramatic way to say, "I'm too hot." The other day, Nick got in my car after walking for like 10 minutes and just flopped on the seat and said, "Dude, I'm melting." I think he was 2 minutes away from turning into a puddle. Another time, I was waiting in line for ice cream and I heard this little kid say to his mom, "Mommy, I'm melting." It was adorable, and honestly, I felt the same way. Now, let's say you don't want to melt. You want to cool off. That's when we say beat the heat. To beat the heat means to find a way to stay cool, like going to the movies, swimming, or staying inside with the AC blasting. I told Lisa last week, let's beat the heat and go hang out in the mall. And she was like,
"I'll go, but only if there's iced coffee involved."
You could also say something like, "We're going to beat the heat this weekend and stay at a hotel with a pool." Nice, right? Now, on the flip side, if you're not hiding from the sun, you might be out soaking up the sun. That's for people who actually like being outside on a sunny summer day. When you soak up the sun, it means you enjoy the sunshine, especially when you're relaxing. Like when I visited the park last Sunday, David brought a towel, laid back on the grass, and said, time to soak up some sun." Meanwhile, I was just hunting for a shady spot under a tree. Soaking up the sun is what people do at the beach, the pool, or even just sitting on a bench during a lunch break. And if you like cooking yourself like that, please just don't forget the sunscreen. Speaking of summer days, have you ever heard the expression, the dog days of summer? It's kind of an old school term, but still popular. The dog days of summer. It refers to the hottest, slowest, and laziest part of the summer, usually late July or August, like the days when the heat and muggy weather just make everything move a little slower. I was talking with Tommy about how tired I felt, and he goes,
"Yeah, man, it's the dog days of summer. Not much you can do in this weather."
And Jessica even said to me last weekend,
The dog days of summer always make me want to take a nap after lunch. Every day.
Yup, I can relate. Now, if you're near the coast or a lake or a pool, you'll probably hit the beach. We use hit in slang to mean go to. When you hit the beach, well, that just means you go to the beach. Simple. Like, it's 35 degrees. Let's hit the beach. You can also hit the pool if you have one or know someone that does. Hit is a pretty convenient slang word in English. If you need cash, you can hit the ATM. And if you drink too much iced tea, well, you might need to hit the John. You know, the John means the toilet. So, quick recap. Today, we talked about it's a scorcher, I'm melting, beat the heat, soak up the sun, the dog days of summer, and hit the beach. These phrases are super common, especially in the summer, and using them will definitely make your English sound more natural and maybe even a little cooler. No pun intended. What about you? What do you do to beat the heat where you live? Do you hit the beach, chill with laid-back vibes, or just stay in with the AC on full blast? Come tell me on Instagram at HappyEnglishNY or leave a comment at myhappyenglish.com. I'd love to hear how summer sounds in your part of the world. And keep in mind, the best way to remember English like this, and any other word or phrase in English, is to take that word or phrase, write it in a sentence that's true for you or true in your world, and then memorize your sentences. And remember, I set up my all-new AI tutor. It's a great way to practice your English, get answers to your English learning questions, and more 24/7. And it's all free. There's a link in the description where you are listening to this podcast right now. So check it out. And if you like it, leave me a thumbs up there. And if you really want to get more practice using your English, you should join my Podcast Learners Study Group. There, you can make new friends, join us for live group lessons every week where we practice these podcast lessons together. Plus, you get access to the PDF transcript and audio download for every Happy English podcast in the past and in the future. And on top of that, each episode has exercises where you can practice this English point with speaking and writing checked by me. To learn more, just visit myhappyenglish.com and choose podcast lesson 846. Remember, learning another language is not easy, but it's not impossible, and I'm here to help you on your journey.
This podcast was brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English, get happy, Happy English.